Right, it's time for the Hangover.
Yeah.
Heather Graham and Ed Helm, who were on the programme briefly earlier on in the week.
Were they good?
Well, it was quite a fun conversation with them, but it got a bit shashy on the old interview line.
Shashy?
Shashy.
What does that mean?
There was interference between here and their luxury hotel, which meant that we had to curtail the entertainment.
Well, the story is... that
What is the story?
There's a bunch of... Well, you know this anyway. There's a bunch of blokes. One of them's getting married. The other one say, let's go to Las Vegas for a weekend. Now, let me say that any film that involves going to Las Vegas that isn't either leaving Las Vegas or Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas automatically kind of starts to lose my sympathy, because I have been to Las Vegas and it is the end of the world.
I agree with you on that.
So they decide to go to Las Vegas for a great time, and they go with the bride's brother, and then they go to the hotel, they check into the hotel, they wake up the next morning and they can't remember anything. There is a tiger in the bathroom, there is a baby in the cupboard, and then they have to spend the rest of the movie finding out what it was that they did on the night. It's that thing about I've forgotten what it is that I was drinking to forget. And they have to therefore... So basically, it's Dude, Where's My Wedding? Although apparently we're not supposed to notice that. Anyway, at one point in their travels, they come back to their hotel room to find Mike Tyson, yes, Mike Tyson, in their hotel asking for his tiger back. And because we're a sports network, here's the bit with Mike Tyson.
Quiet.
Mike Tyson?
This is my favorite part coming up right now. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Hey, of course, my guy. Oh, Lord. But I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. One more time, guys. Oh, Lord.
Oh! Why did you do that?
Mr. Tyson would like to know, why is this tiger in your bathroom?
There was talk for a while that they were going to make a sequel to Dude, Where's My Car called Seriously Dude, Where's My Car, which is quite a funny title. The problem that I have with the wedding, and I sat in a screening when there was much laughter. People did, guffaw, chuckle,
there were lots of comments when Heather Graham and Ed Helm were on, and I put it on Twitter, and loads of people saying, actually, I was expecting it to be a bit rubbish, but actually I laughed more than I was expecting.
I wanted to laugh much, much more than I did. I laughed twice, and generally my feeling about it was that I just kind of don't care. Because the problem is this: in order to find comedies funny, you have to have some sort of engagement with the characters. You have to find that in some way their predicament is, sympathetic. Or they have to be just so repulsive that their repulsiveness is funny. The thing with this is it's just nothing. It's just, we've got to find out what we did. Heather Graham's a stripper. There's a surprise. Very, very underwritten role. She does her very best with it, but there's really nothing. I sit there watching Heather Graham thinking, you were so great in Boogie Nights. What happened? And obviously what happened is that there just aren't many great parts. And there's a breastfeeding joke, which I kind of winced at because I find that stuff kind of just, chauvinistically boring. And we're meant to find these guys engaging, and I don't find them engaging. And then the scale of the things that happen just gets bigger and bigger. They got as I said, they got Mike Tyson's tiger in the bathroom. There's actually a baby that's been lost. They steal a police car, and and I start worrying about things like, well, the timescale doesn't work. It's meant to be 24 hours, but they can't have got from there to there in 6 hours, and it must be 10 o'clock by now. And there's a sort of underlying thread of just blokey lariness that apparently everyone else in the screening room found really funny. Now, I can't deny this. In the screening that I saw, people of both genders were laughing. Not me. I just thought, do we have to do this all over again? Do we have to do the story about the four blokes going on to Las Vegas and strippers and the thing and the married and the chapel?
That's a new voice. I haven't heard that voice before.
That's me. That's me. I'm like Mike Yarwood, and now this is me. Do we really have to do it all over again? I was watching, thinking, I want to laugh. I want to be Revenge of the Nerds. And I start thinking about, have I filled out my tax returns? Did I leave the electricity on?
I know.
No, but I did. That's it, Simon. I know. I do become that person. I'm sorry, it may be me, or it may be that the film isn't half as funny as everybody who was laughing likes to think.
Noah in New Jersey. Dear Arthur and Patsy, saw Hangover in spite of myself, thanks to all the glowing reviews from the American press. What were they thinking?
Oh, good.
What's so funny about a bunch of one-dimensional adults acting like adolescent nitwits?
Yep.
If I had known what I was getting into, I would have saved my money and rewatched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Hey, there we are.
An infinitely smart... He just knows how to get his email read
He
out.
does, good for him.
Smarter and funnier film that sees Las Vegas for the cesspool it really is.
Exactly.
Please tell the good doctor please tell me the good doctor won't give it the pass my fellow Americans have
No,
bestowed
and
on it.
I'm amazed by people are saying, "Oh, well, despite myself, I laughed," and I can't lie, I didn't.
Stuart in Littlehampton went and saw The Hangover last night after the trailer. An early review suggested it might actually rise above the recent wave of a style bromance comedies, of which I generally have no interest. Despite the hype, I'm positive that it will fail the Doctor's comedy acid test of 5 laughs. At best, I chuckled several times during the opening 20 minutes, by which time the concept had totally run flat, and I came to the depressing realisation that I was not going to laugh again for the remainder of the film, which proved to be the case. I'm sure the writers must have done their fair share of drinking during the process of writing the movie, as I can imagine a scenario where scenes like Mike Tyson singing Phil Collins might have
dare you to say that to his face.
While drunk. A real hangover, though, is meant to remind you what seemed like a laugh the night before is often quite the opposite the next morning. It's just a shame they didn't suffer such a hangover themselves.
I would like to remind everybody, incidentally, anyone who is in any doubts about the efficacy of the having the Mike Tyson cameo, of the film that was made recently, the documentary film. Did you see it?
No, I did not.
Documentary.
It was when I was off.
Yeah, and it was, well, it's an interesting thing because it's out of his own mouth is he condemned. I mean, his attitude towards women is positively Neanderthal, and just what's staggering about it is that you think, I can't believe somebody's actually saying those words out loud in the real world rather than just thinking them in their head and them getting censored before they get to your mouth. You just don't say some of the things that he says. I mean, and people say, oh, well, he's being honest. Well, yeah, but that's not an excuse. And I did think, although The Hangover isn't anything like as misogynist as perhaps it could have been, it is still boringly blokey in that, oh, aren't these guys drinking beer and doing stuff with strippers? Aren't they really interesting? No, they're not interesting. They're just... Did you ever hang out with Did you ever go to a bachelor party? Have you ever been to a bachelor party?
Well, is that the same as a stag night?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a stag night. Have you ever been to a stag night?
Well, yeah, I've been to a few, but they were
Have you?
Not the way they're portrayed in movies. It's just going down to the pub and having a meal afterwards.
Do you want to know what I did for my stag night?
Not really, no.
Should I tell you?
Oh, God.
I will do. Here's what I did for my stag night. I took myself to a cinema in London to watch the 70mm print of The Exorcist and went home and had an early night. And you know what? One of the best nights of my life. Loved it. Great.
What a weirdo.
Going out on... No, sorry, on the way. Oh, with my lads. I mean, just hell on earth.
Did you not think to invite some friends?
No, why?
Have a meal afterwards?
No.
To enjoy their company?
No.
Excuse for a party?
I don't like
of male
parties. I
bonding?
don't like parties, and I don't like people, and I don't like hangovers. Or that hangover in particular.
Thanks very much indeed for listening.